the interesting thing about South Africa is the VCs, they have a certain kind of network. So if you can get one good VC, you have access to like almost the whole world. But generally how it goes is it's South Africa, then your VC might get you into the UK, and then from there you will just go across. As well as South Africa also has like access to a lot of African countries as well, so you could also scale across Africa. So they're very open. They, as long as you have a good idea and you can prove traction and scale, they will give you the money.
Hello everyone, this is Miranda, your personal development partner. You're welcome to Elevate. On this channel, we discuss everything personal development, entrepreneurship, and technology. During this period, we are inviting successful tech entrepreneurs from different parts of Africa where they share their insights on what it takes starting a business in the country. So you will not want to miss this episode for any reason. We are talking about starting business in South Africa. Hooray! So just fasten your seatbelt wherever you are. Stay put. We will be right back. As I mentioned earlier, today we are all about doing business in South Africa. Before we get started, do you know that South Africa has over 500 active startups as of now, 2024? You didn't know that? You'll get to know more by the end of this session because we have a very special guest with us, Rawk Akani. He's a startup founder and the CEO of Worklyn. We are so privileged to have him with us. He'll be sharing with us his experiences and what it takes to do a business in South Africa. Rawk has over a decade of experience in software development. He's a full stack developer doing both front end, back end. I've been seeing him doing even UI UX designing. I think he is very good. And even when it comes to business, he is a pro. So Rawk, we are so privileged to have you on set.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So our viewers are curious. They want to know, I'm sure, who Rawk is. So can you just briefly introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing and why that drive into entrepreneurship?
Okay. So as Miranda mentioned, my name is Rawk Akani. I've been writing code for over a decade, as mentioned. This journey started like really early on, like early primary school. So I had a cousin introduced me to code. Ever since then, I've just like enjoyed writing code. However, my parents, particularly my father in a sense, was also like an entrepreneur. So like he would run like his own businesses. Like I would see him wake up early in the morning and he would come back like after 10 p.m. That was his life every single day until like, till to this day. So all I really understood was like to get what you want to get, to work like really hard for it. And so that was something I was always fascinated by. So I went through this whole process of like selling sweets in high school.
Selling sweets?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yes. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was good times, selling sweets. Since I was also good with the computer, I would also crack movies and like provide things for people when it came to computers. And then once I got really good at also building applications and websites, I had this notion where I was like, I would see lots of people on the street and I didn't understand why. And I was like, isn't there like a way to actually solve this? And I was like, well, probably there is if people would just like be provided an opportunity. Okay. So I would call this like long-term business, where I would just build like applications for people with the idea of like making enough money that I would be able to give other people. So I'd build websites from like high school to university. After that, just selling those services. Then I entered the workforce just to understand if entrepreneurship is like really for me. So I was like, I heard that, when you get into work, it's like this and it's not fun and it's demoralizing. So I was like, let me just go prove that is right or wrong. So 3-4 years of working at different companies like Dimension Data, Paystack, taught me that it's fun, but it's not for me. And so by entrepreneurship route, it's been there since like day one.
Oh, that is good. So I always hear you saying something like you are an open book. Is that it? So what is that about?
So when did this start? I think there was this period of time where I'd lie. I would be the best liar on the face of the planet. But also at the same time, I wouldn't also share much with people. And so like after going like through a lot of self-development, I realized there wasn't really any need to hide anything. It's more of a way to, what's the word, like be strong in yourself. So it's like nobody has anything on me. And so it's like if you say something, let's say you call me, let's say people still make fun of short people. It's a way for me to own my truth in a sense, where it's like there is no way you can say something that I don't know. And even if you do say it, it's like it's all good. Like this is pretty much who I am. So it's like instead of you having to try and find something out about me behind my back, which really annoys me. Even when I watch movies and I see like you're finding out something about somebody, and it's like, why don't you just ask the person? So for me, it's just like, just ask me, and I will tell you exactly what you want to hear. So yeah, that's why.
So you're telling me I can ask you any question, and you tell me anything I want to hear. Yeah. That is interesting. So today you're here for me, and you're here for all of us. Okay, that is good. Now let's talk about our topic proper: doing business in South Africa. So what I know, South Africa has one of the fastest growing tech ecosystem in the whole of Africa. So what have you observed are like the most challenges or maybe the opportunities startups face when they want to start a business in South Africa?
See, that's a bit tricky because the only challenges would be our lack of knowledge in a sense. So we have everything we need to like build an actually proper business in South Africa. Like to register a business, you could literally do it. Like you go online, 5 minutes later, your business is registered. We have money available to like anybody who wants to like start a business, who needs money to scale. So that's like all then available. But to access that fund, to access that information is not really readily available to everybody. So I would say the biggest hurdle is more knowledge and awareness of what is available to you.
And how can we get this information? Is it online? Are they readily available online? Or do I need to know somebody in South Africa to get all of these details?
Oh no, it's readily available online. So like just like searching and just, like, so it's one, knowing the opportunities that are available. Those are readily available online. The second one is when you do apply, most of the times you need certain information, like your business needs to need certain documents that you may not know of. So that is part readily available online, and you could easily just ask also somebody. I do know like the biggest lesson for me was the people to help you build the business are there. You just have to ask them. They need to know that you want it, and then they'll help you.
So the people like you? Yes.
I mean, yes. I'm not as good just yet, but yes.
You're just enough for us. Yes. So okay, now let's talk about foreigners. For me, I'm not a South African. If I want to do a business in South Africa, what will it take me?
Yes. So from my experience and my understanding, you would just need a local person, and they would register the business, and then you would become, I'm going to use the wrong words, either shareholder or director. Okay, yeah, the South African becomes a director and you just become a shareholder. And then that's how you can then begin to operate a business. We also have what we call business visas, but those are also like a bit, I don't want to say complicated to get, but because right now South Africa is going through a whole like overhaul of like their systems, it's not as easy to get, but that's also something foreigners can get to begin to operate.
Like a business visa.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you're just getting somebody, an insider person, to help you go through the process.
Yes.
But do you think the government and the people, are they open to foreign investors or someone from outside starting a business in South Africa? Are you guys open to us?
Yes, I mean, for as long as you provide jobs, we're open to anybody. We bring in money, bring in jobs.
Are there some qualities or maybe some skills I need to develop? I know, is that something unique about South Africans which I need to learn before going into the market? Maybe there's a way they do their business, there's a way they talk. Are there some tips I need to learn beforehand before getting there?
Yeah, I think the only one is, how do you describe this now? They like in-person communication. So if you're not somebody that enjoys speaking to people face to face, then that's probably the one skill you should upskill on.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's some things maybe not phone. It's better to go directly, appointment. So if you're trying to maybe you cannot close a sale easily, maybe online doing telesales, one-on-one. Oh, that is interesting. And knowing that, I know South Africa, as we mentioned earlier, is one of the fastest growing tech ecosystem in the whole of Africa. How do you see, like, for startups based there, do you think, how can they compete with global with global competitors, the global market? Do you think they are open to more investors and competition with the global players?
Yes. So the interesting thing about South Africa is the VCs, they have a certain kind of network. So if you can get one good VC, you have access to like almost the whole world. But generally how it goes is it's South Africa, then your VC might get you into the UK, and then from there you will just go across. As well as South Africa also has like access to a lot of African countries as well, so you could also scale across Africa. So they're very open. They, as long as you have a good idea and you can prove traction and scale, they will give you the money.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. If you are liking this content so far, if you're enjoying what Rawk is sharing with us, make sure you give this video a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you still waiting for? We are rounding up with the session, but I think we're running out of time. So for somebody, maybe a South African or a foreigner who has a very brilliant business idea, and the person maybe is just hesitant about starting, do you have any advice for such a person?
I mean, you know, the ironic thing is to just start. I mean, we hear this a lot. You should just start. But I think, I think for me, my biggest lesson was just going to talk to the customer that this is for. You go talk to them, you hear what they say, and then it probably will end up refining what you originally had. So your original idea, probably not what you're going to start off with because you've talked to your customer. So I'd say just start, but the just starting is go talk to the person you want who should purchase this idea of yours.
So that means the person you're solving the problem for. Yeah, because you might think you have a problem for this person and this is how it's supposed to be solved. But when you talk with the person, you discover the person's perspective is completely different. So don't keep your ideas to yourself. Don't stay back with it. Talk to people. Hear what people think about what you think. Yeah, that is very important. And now let's go back to Worklyn. I know, were there any challenges? I know maybe you had some challenges at the start. What lesson have you learned from your journey, from the side of your journey? What will you do differently if you're starting over, like so far in your journey?
I think, interestingly enough, again, a very common phrase: solve your own problem. So after going through the whole process that we went through with Worklyn, I came full circle to realize this is a problem I was facing. But I didn't start off from, oh, let me solve my problem. I started off with like the whole research process, trying to find a problem, trying to find like this very like niche space where you find money. And then after the whole iteration cycle, I just discovered, wow, I was facing this problem the whole time. I've thought of many ways to try and solve this. So all I had to do was really like listen to myself, solve my problem, and then just continue to research and talk to customers and refine it. But at the end of the day, it was just start from something that's paining you the most. I feel like that would have saved so much time, because I think we spent like 3-4 weeks to only come back to something that you
experienced before. So it's been an insightful moment with you, Rawk. I've been so inspired. So many things you've shared with us about Worklyn, about South Africa's tech ecosystem, a lot. So I'm sure our viewers, they have some questions. So maybe you can comment in the comment section below, and I'll leave Rawk's detail in the description section. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. As you heard, he has over a decade of experience in software development. So if you have any project you want him to collaborate with you, feel free to reach out to him. Thank you so much, Rawk, and I hope you enjoyed this session. Remember to like the video. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miranda. Yes, as you said, like the video, go find Worklyn and do more work with Worklyn.
Follow Worklyn on LinkedIn. Bye.
Bye.